We are Nerd Cult Online, and this is One Last Breath from Catness Game Studios. The game itself is a side-scrolling adventure game that the gameplay is very reminiscent of games like Limbo, and I know there's another one that's very similar from the same designers. My understanding is that some of the same people that worked on those two previous games did work on this one as well. Don't quote me on that one, I'm not 100% certain. It's been a little while since I've looked at the press releases on this one. But overall, basically, it seems that the world has more or less ended. You have basically come back as kind of a nature entity, and your goal is more or less to restore nature and disabling critical machinery along the way. The environments themselves, as you can see, are actually downright beautiful, but at the same time can be downright eerie just with the lack of life at times in terms of people or animals. Now, there are animals hidden throughout a lot of the backgrounds, and as the tone of the game actually gets a little bit darker, you see monsters foraging in the background, attacking things, look like maybe eating a kill at times, and some of those will actually come to the foreground to try to get you if you're not careful. Now, this first secret that we find right here, I actually found completely by mistake. I was just thinking, if I was designing this game, I would have put some sort of secret passage behind that waterfall and decided to try it, and sure enough, I was right. the eeriness factor and the overall ambiance and environments themselves, the team has done a fantastic job on, and for that alone, the game is definitely worth playing. But in terms of story, it is kind of less giving in that regard. You don't have a lot in, in in terms of actual storytelling. It's just kind of you're wandering and exploring, and things kind of just happening to you, and because of that, it does make for a little bit more of a dull game at times, just because of the lack of engagement between you and non-player characters. But even so, again, just because of the environments and the overall feel of the game, definitely worth playing for that. And especially if you're fans of games like Limbo, you definitely will enjoy this. I believe the other game was called Inside, if I remember correctly. Um, but again, great looking game, and just the immersiveness into this environment, top notch. And I just would have liked for some more interaction between your player character and really anybody else. Like something to drive the story, some narration, something like that. But that's just my personal opinion. Overall, though, I did enjoy the game, and like I said, definitely worth picking up just for the environments alone.